What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about Anatomy of a Misfit by Andrea Portes. So I decided to read this book because I actually really liked This Is Not a Ghost Story, which I recognize that book is not a book that like everybody would like. I get into this like weird like mood where there's these certain type of contemporary books, a certain breed of contemporary books that just really speak to me, and I read them and I'm like, I don't know if you could recommend this to people. So I liked that book. If you liked that book, you will probably also like Anatomy of a Misfit. This one is much more of a contemporary type of book, unlike This Is Not a Ghost Story. In this, we are following a very mean girl type of scenario where we are set in a high school. There's lots of stereotyping and hierarchies that we are focused in on, but we are following a girl named Annika, who is technically the third most popular girl in school, but this does come at a little bit of a cost. Annika is like a horrible person. She does define herself as like being made of spider stew. Like on the outside, she looks like she could be, you know, apple pie, good old American girl, but on the inside, like she's all rotted and something is wrong with her. And I really liked how we got to see that as the book went on. Like Annika really isn't like a good person. She's very concerned with what other people think about her, what other people think about what she says, what she does, any of that. Her dad is very strict. She has to make all of these straight A's, and she's stealing from her work. She's drugging her boss. Like there's just a lot going on here. But what I liked about it, and what I liked about what Andrea Portes seems to be doing, is that her main characters are very realistic. Like Annika felt like a teenage girl to me. Like she felt like girls that I knew. She felt like things that I've done. Like I just really felt like Annika was a very realistic person, and that the type of high school and like the setting that this book took place in also felt very realistic. We're in a school like in the Midwest, like in Nebraska, which is actually the same school and the same workplace you'll see later on in This Is Not a Ghost Story. But like this is a very small-minded town. They are, you know, there's lots of very racist people, there's lots of guns, there's lots of stereotyping, all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see Annika kind of navigate that as she starts to fall in love with two different boys. Now this does have a love triangle in it, but the love triangle didn't really bother me because it is all completely from Annika's perspective. Like Annika feels so three-dimensional, so fleshed out. So when she's with Logan, like you understand what it is that she's wanting from Logan. And then once we get this new character kind of introduced, she's like, okay, like this is the boy that like I'm supposed to be with. You can understand like why she makes the decisions and why she does what she does. And I, for one, really like that. I do feel like a lot of times with contemporary, especially just any kind of like YA in that zone, the main character can feel a little bit flat. So when you have that love triangle, it's so that you can kind of like insert yourself into it. That's definitely not the case here because Annika just is living on this page, and the way that you can really get to see all these different sides of her and you get to see her grow as the book goes on, I just really appreciated. I know I'm like really talking this book up. I am giving it a B+ just because I think nobody else is gonna like this book. I think I'm probably the only person who is really, really into this. I definitely think this is a very like superficial type of story. The ending itself is definitely a love it or you hate it kind of ending. It, like for me, I think it was interesting. I admire the author for what she did with the ending. Do I necessarily like it? I'm not sure, but it makes me really excited to see more from this author. Like I just like what she does. I like the voice that she gives for her main characters. So for those reasons, like I would recommend it. But I recognize that anybody else who picks up this book is probably just gonna hate Annika, and she is a super unlikable character. This is a super superficial story. We have a love triangle, like all of that going on. But like listening to this book was just fascinating to me. Like, so maybe if you're gonna pick it up, maybe I would recommend the audiobook. I listened to it in a day. It's only 6 hours long. So I'm giving this book a B+. I liked it, and I will be looking at Andrea Portes even more now. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to Talk Books with me every week. That is everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!